Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're building a toolkit. For anyone in Singapore who has ever had that little voice in their head asking, does my financial advisor really have my back? All right, let's dive in.
It's the big question, isn't it? The one we're almost afraid to ask. Look, you need some guidance. The world of finance can feel, well, pretty intimidating. And trust is absolutely everything. So how can you be sure the advice you're paying for is actually in your best interest?
And it turns out, you are definitely not alone in feeling this way. A comment like this just nails a really common frustration. There's this huge disconnect between your entire financial life and the sometimes super narrow investment-only advice you end up getting.
And this is exactly why so many of us just hesitate. It's almost impossible to trust something if you don't even understand it, right? So the real challenge here is figuring out how to cut through all that noise and find someone who genuinely works for you.
So, let's start by looking at the risks. Honestly, understanding the dangers is the absolute first step to making sure you avoid them.
Now this is probably the single most important thing to wrap your head around. How does your advisor actually get paid? See, a fee-only advisor is paid directly by you. Simple. That keeps potential conflicts of interest way down. But a commission-based advisor, they get paid by companies for selling you their products. And that creates a massive potential conflict, because they might be tempted to recommend products that pay them the most, not the ones that are actually best for you.
And those conflicts of interest? Well, they often show up as pretty specific behaviors. You gotta watch out for anyone who criticizes your past choices, pressures you to sign stuff right away, or, and this is a big one, leaves your partner out of key conversations. A good advisor is supposed to be a partner, not a salesperson. Their whole process should be built on transparency and, basic respect.
So how do you fight back against all this? Simple, with the right questions. We've basically distilled everything down into the essential questions you have to ask any potential advisor before you even think about entrusting them with your money.
First things first, you have to follow the money. Asking these 3 direct questions forces complete transparency. It's like you uncover any hidden commissions, those pesky recurring fees, or sales bonuses that could be secretly influencing the advice they're giving you. Next up, you need to understand their process. A good advisor should have a really solid, thought-out method for choosing investments based on your goals. But if their recommendations only ever seem to come from a short, restricted list of their own company's products, well, their ability to find the absolute best solution for you is immediately limited.
And finally, you gotta think about the long-term service. The right advisor doesn't just sell you a product and then disappear. They actually tailor a plan to your real-life goals, and they commit to regular reviews, especially when your life changes. It's meant to be an ongoing partnership.
Okay, so you're armed with all these questions. You've got one final, absolutely crucial tool in your kit, the official verification. Anyone can say they're an advisor. Here's how you actually confirm it.
I'm gonna say this plainly. This step is non-negotiable. In Singapore, that official MAS license means an advisor has passed tough exams and has to meet really strict ethical standards. It is your single greatest layer of protection, so please, never, ever skip it.
And the process itself, it's actually super simple. You just get their details, hop over to the MAS directory online, and search their name. This quick check gives you complete peace of mind, and it's something you should always do before you share any of your personal financial info.
So what if you've done all this and you realize your current advisor just isn't the right fit? Don't worry, the process to switch is way more straightforward than you probably think.
A typical transfer takes just about 8 to 10 business days, and your new advisor handles most of the paperwork. The key term you need to know here is in kind. All that means is your investments are moved over without being sold. That's so important because it avoids triggering any unnecessary capital gains taxes. So you've done it. You found a trustworthy, verified advisor. Now let's connect all of this to a real-life goal to see what a great partnership actually looks like in practice. And this is the real difference. Instead of just talking about market returns, the right advisor helps you plan for your actual life. They can build a cash flow model to make a huge goal, like taking a 1-year sabbatical, feel like a real possibility. They'll help you build a dedicated fund just for that, totally separate from your emergency savings, with enough of a buffer to give you true freedom. A great advisor will also make you aware of support you might not even know exists. For instance, if you're over 40 and you're using that career break to switch fields, you can tap into some serious SkillsFuture credits for courses, and even a monthly training allowance to ease the financial pressure. Now that is true, holistic advice.
So there you have it, the complete toolkit. You know the red flags to watch for, the exact questions to ask, and the official process to verify everything. You have what you need to find the right partner. The only question left is, what do you really want your money to achieve for you? Thanks for watching.